Here we go, here we go. 180!
Big stop, let's go!
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 29, Garoppolo. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Throwaway and incomplete. Brings up third down and 6 yards to go.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6.
One, Omaha.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Cassius Marsh with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. On is the rookie fourth-rounder Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. Fielded at about the 28. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 34. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Left side here, taken in by Metcalf. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
From the 31, Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Now, hold on a second. Why would they decline that? Charles?
I don't have a good answer for you, but let's work the math here a little bit. If you take the penalty, you get 5 yards. Minimum.
You're in the positive in the yardage, and you get to rerun the down you just had.
I like that. I like that little extra on top of the whole thing. This makes 0 sense.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Touch 50, touch 50. Safety's creeping.
Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Go down, go down. 56, Mike, 56, right? One left. I got one. 56 to Mike.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Now Hill is fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Pete Carroll throwing down near the goal line and it not turning out well. I think we've seen that before.
Feels like a flashback, doesn't it? You go back to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and everybody expected them to run the ball, and they didn't. Threw it. Crucial interception that ended the game essentially for them. I think everyone thinks they're going to run it every single time now. That's just not going to be the case.
Here it's a costly fumble. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face a third down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we can put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's third down. Now a give, right side. Carson, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a fourth down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Here we go.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play. Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback land on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Coleman now. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Cassius Marsh picks up his second sack of the afternoon. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a third and long. Ball going deep here for Tanner. They got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10.
21.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Cassius Marsh able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Here we go.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
The Seahawks
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. D Ford just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
After the sack on first down, Wilson, and he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Here we go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando, and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Here we go. Check. 12. I got you.
Play action. Garoppolo. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Marquise Blair, 2nd-round pick from Utah, there to bat it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds.
That's caught at the 25. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and down he goes. The 49ers get there. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. To try again after the sack. Wilson, he'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Niners take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's first and 10.
65.
To throw is Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And I think the ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here we go. 180!
Watch the back. Watch the
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Quentin Jefferson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them alive. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Quentin Jefferson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. A great return there of 22 yards.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 46. Wilson now off the bootleg. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Wilson. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
It's a gain of 6.
The Seahawks on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. 20. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
What? 280.
56. It's our time. It's our time.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taylor now returning it. Give him 11 yards that time on the return.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 30.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now Garoppolo. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Cassius Marsh. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cassius Marsh, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see.
And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got...
Penny hit, and the ball is jarred free. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2nd and 4 at the 24-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Carson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Well, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Anton Exum.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Garoppolo. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Flush to his right. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Flushed out right, and he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking it.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jaron Reed picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Cassius Marsh in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
56. 65.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Buying time to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Open man, it's Bennett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
56.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And an alley to run. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Now it's Wilson. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. D Ford, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Spins past him. A strong running. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Here we go. 54 Mike. Check. Check 52. 2.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Here we go.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. And I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held him to 7. If he made 1 more play, could have had our shutout.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Vanette, 26 yards. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Makes the score Seahawks 26, 49ers 7. Michael Dixon set to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. So good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Throwing on second and long. Garoppolo, he's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So the victory here for Seattle, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were